Every night you replay the day on a loop, the thing you said, the thing you wish you'd said, and it follows you into the dark. Seneca had the exact same problem 2,000 years ago, and he closed it down in 5 minutes a night. You know exactly what I mean. The day is finally over, the lights are off, and the second your head hits the pillow, your mind opens the file. It replays the meeting. It replays the thing you said that landed wrong. It rewrites the message you already sent and cannot take back. You are exhausted. You have nothing left, and still some part of you sits there in the dark, auditing you, line by line, with no verdict and no end. You are not resting. You are on trial. And replaying it changes nothing, because the day is already gone. You are just living it twice, and the second time somehow hurts more than the first. If you want the actual Stoic practice that shuts the day down, not a vague wind-down routine, not one more breathing app, but the exact 5-minute review Seneca used to empty his head before sleep, then follow this channel and stay with me. That is what we do here. Ancient tools you can use tonight, not just admire. And if that is not what you came for, no hard feelings, keep watching, because what comes next is the one rule that turns this whole thing from a shame spiral into a release. Here is what almost nobody tells you. The thing keeping you awake is not the reviewing. Going back over your day is one of the oldest and most powerful Stoic practices there is. Seneca lays it out in a book called On Anger, of all places. Every night, he writes, once the lamp has been taken away and the house has gone quiet, he sits with his whole day and walks back through it. In his own words, I examine my entire day. I hide nothing from myself. I pass over nothing. This was not some calm hermit with empty afternoons. This was the busiest advisor in Rome, at the center of imperial power, and he did this on purpose, every single night. And then he slept. So if replaying the day is the very thing torturing you at 2 in the morning, what on earth was he doing differently? Here is the difference, and it is the whole practice. When you replay the day at 2 a.m., you do it as a prosecutor. You are building a case against yourself. Every mistake is evidence. Every regret is a charge, and the verdict is always guilty. That is not review. That is rumination, and it has no exit, because a prosecutor never rests until there is a conviction. Seneca did the opposite. He sat with his day as an auditor. An auditor does not exist to punish anyone. An auditor opens the books, reads them plainly, and closes them. His own rule for this was to do it without anger, to question himself like a calm judge and never a cruel one. And that single shift changes everything. The words are the same. The posture is the opposite. You don't lie awake because the day was bad. You lie awake because you never closed it. The reviewing is not what keeps you up. The open loop is. And the way you close the loop is 3 questions, asked without anger. What did I do well? Where did I fall short? What will I do differently tomorrow? That is the entire night audit, and I'm going to walk you through it right now, on today, with you. Before we run it, one rule above all the rest, because it is the rule that makes this safe to do in the dark. You are the auditor, not the prosecutor. You are not here to relive the shame. You are here to read the ledger and shut it. This is the same practice Epictetus pressed on his students, quoting an old verse he loved. Do not let sleep close your tired eyes, he said, until you have gone back over every act of the day. Where did I go wrong? What did I do? What did I leave undone? 3 questions, every night, and then rest. Not punishment. Accounting. That one word, accounting, is the whole difference. So get comfortable. You do not need a notebook, though you can keep one if it helps. You just need the next few minutes and your honest attention. We will take the 3 questions one at a time, and I will give you real room to answer each one. First question. What did I do well today? Start here on purpose because the prosecutor always skips this one. Go back over your day and find one thing, just one, that you handled like the person you are trying to become. Maybe you stayed patient when you wanted to snap. Maybe you did the work you did not feel like doing. Maybe you were kind to someone who could do nothing for you in return. It does not have to be big. It only has to be true. Find it now. I will wait. Hold on to that one. That happened today too, and the prosecutor would have let you forget it. Second question. Where did I fall short today? Now we turn to the hard part, but watch how we turn to it. Not, what is wrong with me? Simply, where did I miss? Maybe you were short with someone who did not deserve it. Maybe you avoided the thing you have been avoiding for weeks. Maybe you reached for the phone instead of the person sitting right in front of you. Name it plainly, the way an auditor notes a number that does not add up. No story, no spiral, just, here is where it slipped. Find one now. I will wait. Good. Notice that you are still here, still breathing. Naming a fault without anger does not destroy you. It is looking away that lets it grow. Third question. What will I do differently tomorrow? This is the move a prosecutor can never make, because a prosecutor only judges the past. An auditor adjusts the next entry. Take the place you fell short tonight and turn it into one small, specific correction. Not, I will be a better person. Something you could actually do when you wake up. I will apologize to her first thing. I will start the report before I open my inbox. I will leave the phone in the other room at dinner. One correction, tied to the exact thing you just named. Decide it now. I will wait. That is it. That is the whole audit. 3 questions, a few honest minutes, and the day is finally closed. Now here is why this works when nothing else has. Your mind does not keep you awake to torture you. It keeps you awake because the day is still marked unfinished, and an unfinished thing stays loud. The loop at 2 a.m. is your mind trying to file something you never let it file. The audit files it. Once it is filed, the mind can finally set it down. You looked at what went well. You named what slipped. You made one correction. And now there is nothing left open for the mind to keep circling back to. This is also why venting into a journal at midnight so often makes it worse. Venting reopens the wound and then walks away and leaves it open. The audit looks, learns, and closes. One is a prosecutor with a megaphone. The other is an auditor turning off the light. You are not avoiding the day. You are finishing it. One honest caution, because this can be done wrong, and I have done it wrong. The audit is not a nightly trial where you list everything that is wrong with you and call it growth. That is just the same spiral with better lighting. Real growth feels like relief, not like a sentence. If you feel yourself piling on, stacking every failure into proof that you are not enough, stop. That is the prosecutor again, wearing the costume of self-improvement. Seneca said without anger, and he meant it exactly. You speak to yourself the way a good mentor speaks to someone they actually believe in. Clear about the miss, never cruel about the person. Stoicism was never about beating yourself into shape. It was about seeing clearly, and you cannot see anything clearly through anger, least of all when the anger is aimed at you. So here is the whole practice, and you can run it tonight. Before the phone, before the light goes out, sit with your day for 5 minutes and ask 3 questions. What did I do well? Where did I fall short? What will I do differently tomorrow? Ask them like an auditor, not a prosecutor. No anger, just the ledger. Because you don't lie awake because the day was bad. You lie awake because you never closed it. So tonight, run the 3 questions once, and then let the day stay closed. If you want the next guided Stoic practice like this one, follow this channel and keep a tool like this in your back pocket. Daily Stoic Mentality. Ancient wisdom for the modern mind.